Undao. I'm Undao here in the heartland of Zen, where I live, and I've been here for over 20 years nearly. Coming up on 20 years this year. And I want to talk to you and describe to you how all developers are displaced as of probably this year. Definitely next year, but as of this year. I'm going to describe to you how it's set up and how the framework works. So what coding is, it's blocks within blocks within blocks. That's all it is. It's blocks within blocks. You have this big block on the outside, which is, you think of that's the house, the environment, right, that it's in. And then you have all these separate little functions, and you start with one, the kernel, and you just keep building out. And it has these features. You just keep building out, all within this. So the way you have GPT-4 or whatever, or Davin, or these things, what it can do to build anything, is you have it, or you train the GPT to say, what do you want to do? And the person says, well, this is what I'm working on, right? I want to develop an autonomous message system that sends automatically messages to my social media, and the minimal viable product, we're just going to get it to work on Instagram, okay? And we're not going to automate it initially, but what the system's going to do, it's going to basically keep track of its own scheduling. So all I need to do is share my video, whatever it is. I do a video on YouTube, I have it unlisted, I share it with the app. The app will just grab it. It sees an unlisted video, right? It'll connect to my YouTube. It'll look at it, and then it will send it out to the various social media. I can connect it to my GPT, and it can have one GP creating, or it could listen to my video, send a message, create context or whatever. So there's a GPT. I said, we're not going to do all that. It's going to be manual initially, but I want you to develop it in a modular way. Remember, block by block by block. And where do we start? And basically, the app would break it all down for itself, and it would just go out and start building those blocks. We have the technology. I mean, I've been coding on GPT-4, and this coder is as passed as good as 98 percentile of all coders out there. I'm not coding. It's AI that's coding. I'm just there right now being the proto-ape, moving stuff from block to block. So, and if you look at Davin AI, it creates this virtual EVN, right? It already has that set up in the system. Like, you have to start it on computer, within it. And imagine if that was run on a GPU, the logic thing that this other guys just came up with the really high logic chip. You'll have all coders replaced. I mean, to me, it's heaven, because I've been wanting to code, and I've been limited, and I have so much to code, right? And I have all these different parts, and and the one thing is now, like, a little guy like me by himself can change the world. So I'm super excited, and I'm right there, right here, watching it unfold, watching the technology week by week get better, new releases and everything else. And I share those on my LinkedIn profile. And you can go to my Twitter right now, and you can be watching me code, working away on the code and just listening to some music and working away. Undao. Developers, you're out of a job. Start thinking, what are you going to do? Thinking that millions of developers out there just made redundant as a result of AI. This is the AGI jobs apocalypse that I've been touting on Facebook and on LinkedIn for quite some time now, that this is coming. And the question that you have to realize, how does our entire economic model survive this? Because everything is built around a guy sitting on a tractor, right? People coming out here and digging out, right? cleaning out toilets or whatever, you know, dirty jobs. All of these things are going to be driven by AI. And then what's your role? Now, because of Bitcoin, I have been, you know, I haven't had a job, you know, for nearly 8 years now. And my jobs have been my projects, which I've not been able to launch because I can't code and I can't, you know, get individuals to code because coders get lots of money. And ultimately now all these guys can say, well, I can just use AI. I don't have to hire an $80,000 a year person. I do AI, or one person is going to now can do the job of 3-4 people because of AI assisting them. They're that much more efficient. So there's no need to be hiring. So my answer to this, the idea that you've tied yourself to, you know, to a job is ridiculous. What you should tie yourself to is ultimately, you know, how do you want to improve the world? What are the problems around you? And now that you have the tools, you can start fixing these problems. I'm Dow Do.